The Rams are officially changing everything we thought we knew about their identity, and honestly, it's a total masterclass in how to fix a disaster. If you thought the old look was fine, you're about to realize just how wrong you were. But the real story isn't just the clothes. It's a massive, high-stakes trade rumor that could make this the most unstoppable offense in the history of the NFL. We are talking about a move so bold, it would leave the rest of the league in the absolute dust. Before we dive into these insane updates, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest NFL updates on the planet. The wait is finally over. This morning, the Rams pulled the curtain back on a brand new era, dropping a fresh logo set and a uniform update that has the entire fan base buzzing. We've been tracking these rumors for weeks, and while some of the leaks gave us a hint, the final product is much more impactful than anyone anticipated. It's not just a coat of paint, it's a statement of intent. They are moving away from the fashion-first mistakes of the past and returning to a look that feels like pure football. First, let's look at the primary logo. It is incredibly yellow, or soul, as the team likes to call it. For a long time, there was speculation that the iconic ram head was going to be retired entirely in favor of the LA horn logo. Thankfully, that didn't happen. Instead, the design team gave the ram head a much-needed facelift. They shifted the entire profile forward, which the team says symbolizes a forward-thinking approach to the future of the franchise. But the biggest improvement, they finally fixed that weird line. You know the one, that strange, long streak that used to run the entire width of the horn, basically connecting the eye to the nose. It looked less like a ram and more like a strange tribal tattoo that didn't belong. Now, that line has been shortened and stylized into a sharp, aggressive eye. You can actually see the iris now. It looks like a living, breathing mascot again rather than a graphic design project gone wrong. It's cleaner, it's meaner, and it finally makes sense. But as good as the logos are, the real heat is in the threads. The new uniforms are here, and while the changes might seem subtle to the casual observer, for those of us who live and breathe this team, they are monumental. The biggest win of the day, the death of the gradient. That ombre, look on the numbers, where it faded from yellow to white, is officially in the trash can where it belongs. It was a polarizing choice from day one, and seeing solid, bold yellow numbers back on those jerseys feels like a massive victory for common sense. They also got rid of that redundant nameplate on the front that just said Rams. We know who the team is. We don't need a reminder on the chest like it's a middle school gym uniform. By stripping away these unnecessary modern flares, the Rams have actually created something that looks timeless. It's a perfect blend of the classic championship heritage and the sleek, high-tech vibe of SoFi Stadium. Who is to blame for the old gradient uniforms being so ugly in the first place? Drop a name in the comments and tell me if you're glad they are finally gone. Wait until you hear about what's happening with the roster, though, because the fashion show is just the beginning. We've got word that there are actually 2 more alternate uniforms coming later this summer. While nothing is 100% confirmed, the rumors are pointing toward a yellow legend look and a throwback inspired by the 1964 to 1972 era. White horns on the helmets, no yellow, just that classic, icy blue and white look. If they pull that off, the Rams might actually have the best closet in the entire league. But let's get into the meat of the roster management because numbers are changing. If you were planning on buying a new jersey today, listen closely. Blake Corum is officially moving off the number 22. Since he and Trent McDuffie were both rocking the double deuces, someone had to blink. Corum is switching to 24, while McDuffie is hanging on at 22. If you've already ordered a Corum 22, you might want to see if you can swap that out, because 24 is the new mark of the beast in this backfield. Now let's talk about the absolute bombshell we dropped during our recent mock draft. We decided to stop playing it safe. We decided to see what would happen if the Rams truly went all in for the 2026 season. We reached out to the Philly camp and proposed a trade that would move the earth. The deal: we send away Davante Adams and the 61st overall pick. In return, the Rams land A.J. Brown. Now, before you say it's impossible, let's look at the logic. A.J. Brown is 5 years younger than Adams. He is under contract for the next 3 seasons at a rate that is surprisingly manageable given how the cap is exploding. From the Rams' perspective, this is a grand slam. You get a younger, stronger, more physical receiver to pair with Puka. Imagine a defense trying to account for Puka's route running and A.J. Brown's sheer dominance after the catch. It's a nightmare scenario for any defensive coordinator. The only reason this hasn't happened in the real world yet is the salary cap, dead hit, the Eagles would take if they moved him before June 1st. But if we're talking about a post-June 1st landscape, the door swings wide open. This move would signify that the Rams aren't just trying to compete, they are trying to break the league. This leads us to a massive shift in draft strategy. If you have A.J. Brown and Puka Nacua, what do you do with the 13th overall pick? You don't take another receiver. You go for the ultimate mismatch. You take Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end out of Oregon. Sadiq is, without exaggeration, perhaps the greatest pure athlete to ever enter the NFL at the tight end position. His combine scores were off the charts. He's faster than most wideouts and stronger than most linebackers. He is a freak of nature in the truest sense of the word. Putting him in a Sean McVay offense alongside A.J. Brown and Puka would make the Rams' 13 personnel sets literally unguardable. You could run the ball down their throats with Blake Corum, or you could spread it out and let Stafford carve them up with 3 elite targets. We're talking about the best offense in the history of the NFL. Period. Case closed. And the beauty of this plan isn't just for 2026. This is a long-term play. By building a super team of weapons, you make the Rams the most attractive destination for the next generation of quarterbacks. Whether it's a young rookie coming up to replace Matthew Stafford in a year or two, or a massive trade target like Joe Burrow eventually looking for a fresh start in LA, who wouldn't want to play in this system? You've got the best play caller in the world in McVay, the best stadium, and a group of weapons that would make a Pro Bowl roster look weak. We even looked into adding more depth in the later rounds, grabbing a guy like my lemon. Even if the A.J. Brown trade is a fun hypothetical for now, the logic remains. This team needs to lean into its identity. The Rams are at their best when they are aggressive, stylish, and overwhelming. Whether it's the new logos, the solid yellow numbers, or the aggressive trade targets, one thing is certain. The Rams are done being fine. They are chasing greatness again. The new look is just the beginning of what promises to be a wild 2026 season. Every single move, from the curve of the ram horn to the draft picks in the 3rd round, is about building a dynasty that can withstand the test of time. If the Rams actually pull off a trade of that magnitude and pair it with an elite tight end in the draft, would you give the front office an A+? Or is it too much of a gamble to move off a veteran like Adams? The debate is heating up, and the division is watching closely. That's the wrap on the new identity and the high-octane draft strategy. We've broken down the threads, fixed the logos, and swung for the fences with the roster. The era of the gradient is over. The era of dominance is just getting started. Let's go Rams.